All right, it's 4:30 a.m. I'm pretty tired. I just got finished streaming for like 9 hours today, and the Call of Duty Mobile test server just went live here. So we got it downloaded on our Xperia, and we're gonna be going through showing you guys a lot of the new stuff that's coming. I was actually going through with Hawk's Nest, and we were just talking about all the new things that are here, checking out one of the new maps that aren't actually available in the game itself, but is available in private match. I'll actually show that gameplay right now on screen for you guys, just so you can see the new map. But it's called Monastery. I don't think it's from any other Call of Duty previously to come out. Hawk's Nest was doing a little bit of research, and from what he could find online, it's only previously been available before in the actual Chinese exclusive Call of Duty Mobile Online for PCs. And as someone who's played a lot of Call of Duty in the past, I personally believe that that's true, that it's only been available in COD Online, but we might be mistaken. It looks very similar to a Black Ops 4 map, but it's not that. You guys are gonna see it's like a mirrored like 50-50 sort of like copy and paste map. It's really cool. It's only available in Team Deathmatch and Frontline in the private match, but yeah, it's just a new map. So here's that footage now. As far as the new things that are available in the test server right now, it's a lot to do with settings, and it is something that a lot of us have been asking for a very long time. So initially, let me go ahead and just get this out of the way. We finally have multiple different HUD layouts. So you guys can see we have layout 1 and layout 2, which is something that I've personally been asking for a very long time, just because it would make making content significantly easier between different devices. So now I can have layout 1 for my iPad and layout 2 for my phone. Continuing on with the settings themselves, we have a lot to cover, especially in the loadouts. We have a couple of new just options here. Perspective Teammate, we couldn't figure out what that did. And then there's slide hint, slide throw button, one tap weapon switch. So instead of pressing on like your secondary, let's say you have the MW11, instead of pressing on that on the HUD or the M4 if you're using that, you could just have one specific button that will swap between the two all the time. And just scrolling through, these are the different settings there. And something that I think is super important for people who play on a low-end device, right here, weapon special effect display. You can actually disable the ability to see legendary weapon effects. So if you're someone who doesn't have any legendaries and you're going against people who have them all the time and that effect actually lags your device, you go ahead and deselect those options and you won't have that issue anymore. So that's definitely going to help a lot of people run the game better. Next up, field of view range. Hawk's Nest actually noticed this one, not me, so shout out to him. In the global edition of Call of Duty Mobile as of right now, our max FOV is 75. In the test beta here, you can actually go all the way to 90. You guys are going to see when I'm running around. You might have actually noticed when you were watching the Monastery footage. It is insane. It is so much more stretched out, and it's going to make just content look a lot better, especially for me on my iPad, just because I already have a pretty strange aspect ratio. I think it's 4:3. On devices like this that are 21:9 aspect ratio, it probably looks insane, like you're watching someone on max FOV on PC. So definitely it's just going to make watching content, I think, a lot more enjoyable. Personally, I love watching people with zoomed out FOVs, but as far as people who enjoy playing like that, you now have the option to do so as well. Under sensitivity, there's a new ability to actually upload your sensitivity settings and share them to other people. So if you go ahead and click manage, you'll see the share option, and when you upload it, we'll go ahead and do this. You generate a share code, which you can then share to other people by like copying and pasting. I could send it on Twitter or Discord or something, and people could actually play with my identical sensitivity settings. I wouldn't recommend this because everybody has like different personal preferences, but for a lot of people who ask, like me, for example, what my sensitivity settings are, I could just copy it and upload it to some social platform so people could, try it out for themselves. Everything else looks the same to me, so let's go ahead and move on to the loadouts, which, as I had mentioned, there's a lot of new stuff. You guys can see immediately here, score streaks are interchangeable through different loadouts. So you can have a search and destroy loadout with low streaks. You can have a persistence loadout with high streaks. You can have like rushing aggressive loadout with mid streaks, and you can change all of that depending on your personal playing style. You could have a nuke streak loadout, and then you could have like a winning the game loadout. Like I said, you can change all of that with the score streaks, which I think is a huge win. Next up, you guys may have noticed we have a new operator skill, the dynamic armor, which I haven't actually tested out. We'll do it here with all of you guys live, but this should be kinetic armor from Black Ops 3, Battery's old specialist. Whenever you pop it, you're going to have a higher amount of HP for a limited amount of time until it runs out, and then it'll bring you back down to a standard amount of health. So this is actually extremely helpful if you're about to push the fight against multiple enemies. You can go ahead and pop it, and then take on like a 1v3 fight with that extra HP. I don't know how much it's going to give you, but if it gave you like double the amount of health, you can already tell like that's going to be extremely helpful. Back when I played Black Ops 3, it was one of my favorite operators to use when I was going for nuclear medals. So I'm sure it's going to be super helpful again here on Call of Duty Mobile. Next up in the tactical department, we have a brand new tactical grenade called the Shield Grenade. I have no idea what this is. I've never seen it before, but the description for it says a spherical barrier is generated at a designed location to block the enemy's line of sight. Again, I have no idea what it is. It might just, you know, turn into a bigger ball. We'll test it here with you guys all live. Next up, we have a new score streak, and this one was one of my favorite back in Black Ops 2, the Swarm. So basically, this is a score streak that you'll call in, and it will just spam a bunch of hunter killers in the sky. It was extremely good in Black Ops 2. I don't know how good it's going to be here in COD Mobile. We'll see. Again, we'll be testing it live with all of you guys in just a second, but its description, call in a swarm of lethal hunter killer drones, multiple of them. Let's see if we have a video. No, we don't. I don't know how good this is going to be in COD Mobile, but I can reassure a lot of you guys that are wondering, back in Black Ops 2, it was extremely good. You'd call in the swarm, it would get like 10 to 15 kills, no lie. It was insane. You guys can see here the score is going to be 1100 for that, which is just a slight bit above double the regular hunter killer. So definitely it seems like it's going to be something worth running, even if it only spawns in 4. I doubt it'll spawn in just 4. It'll probably do maybe like 8 or something, but they're definitely something that is going to be exciting to see. The thing about the swarm that especially happened to me in Black Ops 2, you can eliminate yourself with them. If you're next to an enemy and the swarm is attacking them, it's going to blow you up with them. So it's definitely going to be a crazy, fun score streak, and I'm excited to use that here today. As far as everything between like the settings and the loadout, I believe we covered everything. So we're going to go ahead and hop into the gameplay now. And I don't know if this is worth actually pointing out, but you guys can see above my name, Noah from Test, the level is actually 450 FF. That could just be like a text error, but it could also potentially mean that we're going to be getting more levels or just like the ability to rank up past 150. Once I hop into the game, it's corrected, but you know, I just figured I'd point that out. So with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and initially hop into a game of like Domination or something, just so we can go ahead and show off the swarm a little bit. And then we're going to hop into the new upcoming map Stack, which is actually a gunfight map in Modern Warfare 2019. But as you guys can see here in this game, it's available for 10 players to play on. I queued up into one just testing things out, and it actually put me into a Domination game. So, you know, your guess is as good as mine is on what modes you'll be able to play this map on or where it's going to be available in. But if it's like a ranked map, it's going to be something like Cage. It's going to be crazy. So stay on the lookout for that. It's definitely going to be something that's fun. But like I said, let's go ahead and hop into Domination and show off some of the new streaks and abilities. So just load into a game of Shipment, and I want to go ahead and quickly point this out. I left it on my HUD. You guys can see here in action the weapon swap single button. So that's pretty helpful, I think, for a lot of people, especially me. I have an issue where whenever I'm swapping weapons on my iPad or, you know, my phone, doesn't really matter. A lot of times I'll hit like a different button. I'll hit like my frags, my tacticals, something, which also just made me notice a different thing. So if you guys look where my tacticals are, which are on the bottom of my screen right next to my reload button, you'll see that we have 2 separate buttons instead of just like one. Oh my gosh. All right, so let me go ahead and throw down this deployable shield grenade. What the hell is this? That's how it works? I don't even know where I called it. Oh. Can you... Oh my gosh. Why does this make me feel like it's like a Valorant type smoke off? What the hell? I don't know if you can shoot through it, but that was the deployable shield thing. That's really interesting. I wonder how that dynamic's going to be like in... Oh, here, let me see. It seems, yeah, like you can still shoot through it. So it's not necessarily a shield. It's more of a smoke. It's kind of like Brimstone in Valorant, high-key. I think I referenced that person right. Also, let me go ahead and hop up here so I can be safe. I want to show you guys, they finally in the Global Edition updated the Predator missile effect. Freaking got Hunter Killer as I was trying to show you guys this. A 10/2. So yeah, this is technically a nerf, but I think it's really cool that they changed the animation for it. Totally didn't miss that Predator missile, by the way. Not me drop-shotting in a pub. All right, we're gonna go ahead and select Raid here and hop into it for a Domination matchup, just because whenever I think of unlocking the Swarm, I think of doing it on Raid. That was like, I don't know, the map that comes to head whenever I think of Black Ops 2 using a Swarm. I also think because it's like a super open map, it's probably a really good one to use the Swarm on for an example. Oh, you know what? This could be like a strat. Hey, there's a Christmas tree here. Oh, hey, that might do like the fireworks, kind of like the Easter egg on that other map. So let me go ahead and call this in. Let's see what happens. It also has a limited range, like I just saw there. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's definitely like a smoke. That's so weird. It's nice to see that my ping increased. Let me go ahead and shoot that snowman too. Yeah, it does fireworks. Oh, 2021. Like New Year 2021. That's, I feel like either very early or very late. But Yeah, that snowman Easter egg is still a thing. I wonder why that's on like this version of Raid. Go ahead and pop the UAV. We're getting wallbanged? Oh my gosh, Spot's OP. I'm gonna go ahead and hop on B here. I play the objective. And I'm gonna pop this kinetic armor as well. That's a free 200 points. That gets us our Predator missile. We're just 1 kill away from the swarm. Oh, there it is. All right, let's go ahead and back up and call this in. Okay, so they haven't translated that to English yet. Oh, gosh. Is there another guy there? Oh, swarm just got our first kill. You guys can see it there in the kill feed as well. They just defended B. Let me look up in the sky. Can I see the swarm? That was one of the coolest things about Black Ops 2 swarms is if you like looked into the sky, you could see them. I can't see it here, and I don't really know how long this lasts, but it's picked up 2 kills so far. Oh, the round's over. We'll see if we can unlock another one in the second half, maybe a little faster this time. Also, before I forget to show this off in game, let me go ahead and disable. I think it's in basic. Yeah, the gun body effects, the depth effects, and all that, just so you guys can see what the legendary or mythic ASVL look like without that. It basically just like takes away the particle effects. I low-key feel like that's an advantage if you turn off the depth effects, just because players that have it won't be able to see past it. Let me go ahead and deploy this, I guess, near B. We'll see what happens. Does it go on the pillars or through them? Oh, that's... Okay. That was not what I expected. I don't know what I expected, but just not that. It's so weird. Swap to the pistol. Let's go. Okay, we got our swarm. We'll go ahead and call that in. So how many does it call in? Is that what those dots are? No, those dots are definitely people. Huh. Swap back. Swarm killers, 1. 2. Go ahead and pop kinetic again. 3. Trying to keep track of how many kills this thing's gonna get. Calling the Predator missile as well. Oh, we got a lot of kills here. I'll take that triple. So that second swarm got us about 3 kills. So maybe the swarm does only deploy 4 hunter killers, which is definitely high value considering it's almost like twice as much as a normal hunter killer. So it's like a buy 2 get 2 free kind of deal. All right, let's go ahead and leave this game and head on over to the new map. So here's Stack. Like I had mentioned, this is actually a Modern Warfare 2019 gunfight map. It does say that 10 players can play on this map, but I'm not entirely too sure about that. Regardless, we're hopping into, I have no idea, like a TDM, but with specialist perks. You see the enemies are throwing up their deployable smoke shield things, whatever. I'm gonna put one right over here. No from hipfire. It's like a cranked team deathmatch. I don't see anybody in this. Oh, there we go. That's so cool. I feel like those little domes are like a better smoke. You know what I mean? That's like their job. Oh, let me pop this kinetic armor. That totally just saved my life. Yo, that totally saved my life. Twice. Make it twice. That's wild. Our team's winning this now. Let's go. We're making the comeback. I see this guy up top. Ooh. Hey. Dude, the ping's terrible on the test server. Got my kinetic armor available again. I'm gonna go ahead and pop it. Let's flank these spawn points. There's one. Hit the reload. I love how it makes like the weapons look and everything. Like I said, if you played Black Ops 3, it's identical to kinetic armor. I keep calling it that. It's actually called dynamic in this game. Oh, okay. GG's. I'll do it. You also have the option now to tap twice to skip the final kill cam. Oh, and the kill cams actually show the person who was doing the damage's health. That's pretty cool. So it's like if you're the person on the other end of the kill cam and you did 99 damage to the person in the kill cam, it would show that that person has 1 HP afterwards. So that's pretty cool. I wonder if it's like that for like normal kill cams. I'd imagine, which is something that I personally like because then you can actually see how much you hit your opponents for. And ladies and gentlemen, that is where we're gonna go ahead and call it here for today's video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate you guys for watching this video. I'm definitely gonna be editing this and uploading it as soon as possible. It's 5 in the morning. I'm ready to crash, but I had to get this gameplay out just because the test server dropped tonight and you know, we gotta cover that right away. So if you guys do enjoy today's video or are excited for any of the new things coming, make sure to go ahead and leave a like here on the video. I'd really appreciate that. The few things that I think are most exciting in the test server, for me personally at least, are going to be the ability to change between your HUDs like multiple different layouts, because again, as I'd mentioned, it'd be really helpful to swap between my iPad and phone. To the kinetic armor, that was, as I'd mentioned, one of my favorite specialists in Black Ops 3. And the Swarm, like, how can you not be excited about the Swarm? It doesn't seem like it's going to be nearly as strong as it was in Black Ops 2, but still, it's just going to be a super nostalgic, fun streak to use. And if it can pick up like 3 or 4 kills for just 1,000 score, then it might be worth it. It's definitely better than the Stealth Chopper, in my opinion, especially because it can't be shot down necessarily. I mean, it's possible if they have like a trophy to defend themselves against it, but otherwise, it's not something that, you know, is just going to be shot down right away by an FHJ. So super excited for that. But as I had mentioned, guys, that's going to go ahead and do it here for today's video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. With all that being said, I'll catch you all in the next one.